I took the lead. Somebody's heart.
Charles, do you know 52% of deaths in fatal crashes in Manitoba can be linked to distracted driving?
No. Why is the number so high?
Distracted driving can be just as dangerous as impaired driving and can be more common. Most distracted drivers are prone to or caused by optimism bias.
Isn't that when people think the odds of the best outcome are greater than the worst?
Correct. Distracted drivers with this bias will often say things like, "I'm skilled enough to handle this," or "nothing bad's gonna happen," or "relax."
The other day I heard about FOMO. Does that have anything to do with this?
Yes. It's when people think they're missing out on something in their social life or with their friends. It's commonly caused by social media notifications. This takes some drivers' focus away from the road and can cause a collision.
What can I do to prevent getting distracted while driving?
So glad you asked. It's quite simple, really. Just ask for help or pull over. If you have a passenger and your phone dings, ask them to check the message or change the radio station or whatever you need to do. And if you don't have a passenger, simply pull over, do what you need to do. That way you can focus on driving, accomplish your task without getting distracted.
What if the person driving me is getting distracted?
Easy. Speak up. Tell them to pay attention. If needed, offer to take over for them for a while, or get another ride. This can sometimes be difficult, but you should always speak up, as distracted driving can lead to a crash. You would regret not speaking up.
So far you've said distracted drivers can miss things and cause collisions. What sorts of things do distracted drivers actually miss?
Well, they miss all sorts of things, like roadside incursions, drivers changing lanes, emergency vehicles, speed changes on the road, and other important signage such as school zones and crosswalk warnings. They may also miss pedestrians and or animals that may block their way. There's also other things they can miss, but yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of things. How else can distracted driving affect other drivers other than causing accidents?
Other than causing accidents, distracted drivers will impair the flow of traffic because people expect them to react to things or do a certain thing, and then they don't. Distracted drivers can force other drivers to move, slow down, or make them nervous. This chain reaction can cause disorganization and confusion on the roadways.
This has all been a lot to process. Any chance you could give us a recap for our listeners?
Sure. We discussed how distracted driving takes drivers' attention away from the road and how this causes confusion, as well as collisions. We talked about how to prevent yourself from getting distracted on the road and how to stop others from driving who are distracted. We discussed how distracted driving can be just as dangerous as impaired driving, and how optimism bias, as well as FOMO, can create distracted drivers. Finally, we expanded on what sorts of things impaired drivers actually miss and why it is dangerous.
Drive safe, everyone.
A message from the Government of Canada